Amst.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are on episode 9 of Aok Island. Um, it's been about a month, I think, since we played
Yeah.
last, maybe a little more than that. So glad to be back. As usual, let's start off with a recap of what happened last time. Someone's gonna
So,
say shit fell apart, and then I'm gonna be like, can we start at the beginning of the session? And so let's just like skip that section of the recap and just like start at the beginning of the session of the recap. And the beginning of last time, you guys started having just defeated the giant monster at Arcadia University.
Then we split up to do a whole bunch of different things, I believe.
whole bunch of different things.
Yes.
I know Dorian went back to the manor along with Alexander, but he made a quick pit stop at the apothecary to leave a note for Millie.
That did happen.
I was just trying to make sure that was still last time. Oh my god, it's been a while.
It has been a while, yeah.
And then he went back and chilled at the manor with Alexander. That was pretty much his evening before the crazy events that happened the next morning. But all sorts of other things happened outside of what Dorian did. So I'll let someone else take over.
Well, Anastas made contact with our boy Constantine. Kind of told him that, like, remember, we got to really prepare for the eventual raid. We are going to find Horatio, but before that happens, I want to check out Horatio's lodgings to make sure that they won't find anything that they shouldn't find.
Yeah.
We went up there, and it looked just like a dusty doctor's room. It wasn't anything crazy. There was nothing super damning to be found, except an old bit of script, or old what was it? It was like a collection of it's a religious text for the Najid, first edition. So it was like the older one. And he read through it, found an interesting note on the last.
Yeah, it was open to a very interesting text, which was in the later part of the book.
The later portions of the book, suggesting that there could be a new or separate, or it could be translated that there could be another pilgrim.
Yes, that in a text that is classically understood to be about the return of the pilgrim or the second coming, it actually says like the second coming of the pilgrim, which could be like a new pilgrim.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the old one, even though the orthodoxy would it sort of implies that it's the return of the existing pilgrim.
Yes, for sure. So that piqued Anastas's interest. Anastas then wished or told, while we were searching for Horatio, that the Najit established here should kind of remove signs of their dwelling and downsize it to just the banister above the hordes of undead in the basement.
Yeah.
There was some apprehension from Constantine. This was their space. This was their home. This is where they were praying and were established. But I would rather not them get disintegrated by guards. And then there was a moment where Anastas had they were going to keep the book, but then thought that Anastas should give the book to Constantine and have him kind of use it to preach to the feral undead.
Spread the word, yeah.
Spread the word. Yeah. help them go through the process that they would have kind of went through had they been brought to Karsta. And then after that, somebody else want to jump in?
At this point, Raleigh was doing some sleuthing around the city.
Oh yeah, that was a very important one.
Yes.
I'm going to be
Because
straight
Not
honest.
that-
I don't know
Raleigh-
why, but this last session, I remember very, very little
So,
about specific
Raleigh-
actions that I took.
Raleigh was trying to track down any of the escaped, corrupted
Right. Yep.
abominations.
Yep. Okay. And I think that the first thing that he did was go back towards the university,
Mhm.
and found signs that they have this like big fence kind of wall around the entire thing. It looked like
Mhm.
there had been at least one of them that had made it through the fence.
And you
And-
criticaled on this check,
Yeah,
by the way. Yeah.
And which is why he was able to find any of this stuff. But it also turned out that this fence, which was somehow powered and thus electrified, was now no longer electrified, and thus was basically useless as a means of keeping anything in or out.
I mean, other than like a normal
other than the fact that
fence.
it's a fence, like a wall. Right. And then God, I don't remember where he I think that's how we ended up at the sewer then, yeah?
Yes, and there was a scuffle going down in
Mhm.
the sewer.
Because the whatever the other mercenary company that he's had dealings with had the guy had told him that they
Red
were
Cloaks?
going down the Red Cloaks were in the sewer basically trying to track down and find all of the masks, and he actually watched one of them get dragged away by a bunch of Red Cloaks, and it was basically like, okay, cool, I won't fuck around here anymore because you guys are being really aggressive. And
The Red Guard, sorry.
Red Guard. And basically split to go tell everybody, like, hey, we should go down into the sewers because that's where we'll find some things to go off of. And then I think just headed straight back to the manor after that. As far as I recall, anyway.
I think that is correct. Yeah, and you mentioned that you left the two guards there to watch.
Yeah, yep. And I
Yeah.
left a couple of my men to
Right.
kind of watch and make sure, kind of what was going on over the whole thing.
At this point, you all sleep the night, and Alexander has a very strange dream.
Yes. Oh God. It was weird.
Yes,
I
sure
God, it
did.
was so weird, that dream that I had.
Yeah.
I remember the end. I remember what happened.
I remember
when
the
we
end.
woke
I
up.
remember what
Yep.
happened.
Yep, but I don't remember the dream super well, other than that it was in Arcadia, though.
So in the dream, it seemed as though
The electric.
there was another portal that like opened up in the street above Arcadia, and Alexander was sort of swallowed by it and like got sucked into it and couldn't run away from it, and then was left in this like void. Yeah, and that was the long and short of it.
But
Yeah, but
But
in the waking world,
in the waking world, then Alexander wakes up naked on top of the roof.
On top of the roof. Yes. Yes, indeed.
that's the part we all remember, was Alexander being naked on the roof.
Yep.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Dorian in his
yeah, he didn't go unnoticed either.
fluffy robe
Yeah.
and slippers and tea, just waking up, witnessed Alexander climbing in through his manor window naked.
Butt naked.
Yeah, just like getting a full ass shot as like
Yeah.
Alexander's
Naked
bent
as the
over.
day
God, we
came.
are such fucking children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
And you discovered a what?
A connection,
A connection.
between Yes. Between the crazy dream that Alexander Dorian and his Dorian's vision,
Yes.
that he recognized the events of Alexander's dream, dropped his tea upon remembering the
Right.
vision of the black electrical storm swallowing all of Arcadia while the Indara were marching towards it.
At this point, you all head downstairs because you want to convene and create a
Talk
plan
about some shit.
and talk about some things. And everyone has secrets that they wish to air. And it really felt like the time to get everyone on the same page so that you could move forward with trying to save the city of Arcadia. That creation of the plan, however,
Literally mid-sentence.
was interrupted by what?
My dad choking to death on those shitty muffins.
God.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
And also the
But more importantly,
large amount of corruption that is filling
Or
his lungs.
more importantly, the
That
corruption,
too.
but definitely
Maybe.
set on by Mike's
yeah.
muffin.
We're definitely
Okay, what
blaming
you
the
really
muffin.
need to start worrying about right now is Mike selling corrupted muffins.
Yeah,
It's
for real.
possible at this point.
Oh,
We're not.
God.
It's not off the table.
So,
Guys, we know where we gotta go and what we gotta do.
Dorian's father, Oscar,
It's how we all become
collapses.
friends again.
You all leap
We go
into
burn down a
action to
baker's-
try and
like a
save
baker
him.
shop.
Sybil requests some medicines and things, and you all make the decision that Horatio needs to be found because he is the family doctor, and he needs to come administer some black sap immediately because without it, Oscar's probably going to die. Sybil then confronted Raleigh.
Yep,
Sure did.
she sure did. Yep, and basically called him out for the fact that he's kind of been two-timing a little bit with the masks.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Just a
And
little.
he very sincerely apologized for that.
Yeah, definitely was like, yeah, made some choices that I regret very wholeheartedly. And basically was like, but I'm here now to try to do what I can to like help rectify this situation. And I mean that like he meant that very, very sincerely, like you said.
Yeah. But then
Guy
was
Fox.
offered a quest or task, which I don't think he was wild about.
No, definitely not wild about it. I also don't remember the specifics of it.
She said, if you want to make amends, the thing that you will do is bring me the red mask
Yep,
and
bring the red
Horatio
mask. Yep.
by tonight.
Yep. I forgot about the red mask part. I remembered the Horatio part. I didn't
Yeah.
remember the red
Yep.
mask part.
Yep.
Even less wild about it now.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Great.
At this point, you guys explore the sewers?
Yeah, we went to the sewers. My guys were still there, and they were like, "Yeah, there's some wild shit happening. Like, someone came, like one of the monsters came up out of the sewer
Yeah.
and ran away and transformed into a person.
Yes. Yes.
And that person
correct.
had red hair,
Yes, abso-goddamn-lutely.
which wasn't great for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Richard's a fucking monster.
yeah, definitely 500% a monster. Yeah.
Well, that maybe even though she wasn't the monster, we actually because she was there at the park. But
Yeah, she was a. There, she is a.
Which means that there
There's
are two
more
of
than
them.
one.
but I mean, there's more than
Not
one.
that there's two of
Two.
them. That there's
Yeah.
more than one.
Yes.
Right.
Very, very different things
Yeah.
there. And then yeah, we explored the sewers.
And what did we find?
Pretty fucked up scene, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, we followed around. We went down the sewers. We found like a door that had been left ajar by some dead bodies. There were signs of a struggle. There was blood. Alexander went down such hallways
in like a side tunnel, in fact.
Yeah, side tunnel that was pitch black. Quickly went pitch black. Saw a giant rat. Right, it was some kind of massive, small rodent animal.
Also found a vial of something.
A vial of
A
some
smash
goo.
vial of something because he stepped on it.
Yeah,
Smash
vial
vial of some
goo.
corrupted goo.
Yeah,
Corrupted goo. We did kind of mess around with it eventually, but then he found a chair that someone clearly had been affixed to, and a book that was like
the
Church of
Hembaran Church.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was like, okay, church time.
Yep,
Mhm.
church time.
Going to church.
And we decided, because we're smart groups of people, to attack it from two directions at once instead of just all going the same way.
But the party, baby.
You split the party. One group attempted to follow the trail through the sewers and got a little lost. Which allowed the above ground party to reach the church first, which ended up being important.
Very
important.
Because Alexander and
at
Dorian
this point is very slowly starting to develop the enormous cast iron balls that he needs for this scene. They're just slowly growing.
Yeah.
Not quite totally dragging him down until after he finishes this scene, after which he is basically immobilized by the weight of his enormous nuts.
Just happened to go into confession, you know. Fine.
You did not just happen to go into confession.
This was a whole
sack of shit.
You got caught snooping around by the Reverend.
Yes, and faked my way to discuss some things with him in private. To which we entered the confessional, and he
Who'd you talk to?
The Red Mask, it felt like. Definitely was just kind of hanging in there.
And was the Red Mask a totally normal and regular person?
Totally, just like the most normal person you've ever seen.
You know, it felt like he was started that way, and then no.
It felt like he started that way.
And then it got a little more monstrous, and then it got a little more.
Come on.
Less of he.
less human.
Less human and more.
And also less he.
Yeah. And
no. There. Okay. Point of clarification there.
Okay, I think we might need
Point of order.
Bridget was there.
Okay,
but was
not
the Red Mask.
Okay, because I was kind of confused by that a little too.
Absolutely not clear.
I apologize. I know exactly what I said. I said from the other side of the I meant like the Red Mask is here and she is over here, like on the other side. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh, there's some like fucking Incredible Hulk shit happening on the other side of this divider right now.
I knew it was one of the other. Anyway, point being, the Red Mask turned a bit more monstrous, and Bridget was in the other side then, knowing things that I had said and knowing me. So, Jesus. So yes, little bit of information gathered in there, but also the masks and Bridget, whatever part she is in, are aware and more heavily involved than we even expected, I suppose. And we knew they were up in this.
Yeah. What did they want?
I was gonna say, what did they ask you?
Yeah, you got taken into the fold, my dude.
Yeah, they wanted the. Oh yes, I was supposed to bring them. Oh God, was it the tar? Was it the tar? It was the tar.
Yes.
Yeah, they
It was
wanted
the
all of
the
it.
all
of
of
it.
the specifically was Dorian's mother's tar. All of that. The
Well, because
Caldwell.
they know you have access to it.
Yes, the
Because
Caldwell.
Bridget was there and knows kind of
Right.
who you are. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So they want the Caldwell tar, and they want me to bring it to them. It was midnight that evening, correct?
Correct.
At
yeah.
midnight as well. Of course, it was
Yeah,
midnight.
I forgot we have a time constraint.
We do. Yes. So
Yeah.
then
I'm
I went
sorry,
back
I'm sorry,
to
I'm
talk
sorry.
to my friends.
Some of us have a time constraint.
Yeah. Then I went back to talk to my friends.
Well,
Yeah, let's
then,
get into that, I
Ish.
guess.
Ish.
well, at the same time, Dorian was.
I was more or less exploring the basement, and I found the route that you guys could take, like, up through the sewers.
Oh yeah,
I
'cause that was all
moved
that was
something
needed.
out of the way and unlocked
Yeah,
the
there's
door
like a
for you
table or
guys to get
something,
in.
yeah. Mhm.
No, in the basement was hordes of like the most
Oh, I was gonna.
corrupted.
Sure, yeah, that was definitely important. There was a massive horde of corrupted,
Okay, I mean, like,
horribly
we as
afflicted people.
players knew that, but Dorian crucially didn't.
That's
And
true.
that was the
Oh,
important
that's
part.
Very
right.
crucially.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
crucially.
So yes, that was definitely impactful to Dorian. But he continued with his
Alexander.
mission to get you guys into the church.
Yeah.
While I saw Alexander kind of shuffle off towards the confessional, and
A
then
decision I think that Dorian is now regretting.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's what Dorian gets for being a team player and trusting people.
What? No.
Fine.
Nah.
I'm sure it's fine.
And then what followed was
Deception.
10 to 15 minutes of everybody's dirty secrets coming out in
Yeah.
full force and full view,
So
while Anastas argued with Bridget about the future of the city and how it should be achieved.
And Dorian
Yeah.
struck
Words
a
were
deal.
said, weapons were leveled. It was not a great situation.
A fucking
overall.
priest was throttled to get us here.
yeah,
It's true,
Anastas found out
priest
that
did get throttled.
Anastas got sick and tired of Alexander kind of giving them the runaround.
Which,
And
to
he
be fair,
finds-
he has been doing.
He has been doing.
Very
And then
consistently.
so Anastas found out that the Reverend knew where Horatio was, so he went up and got the Reverend.
Yep, you went and
Yeah.
got the Reverend.
Peacefully
You
convinced
went and got
the
the
innocent
Reverend.
I got the Reverend.
the healer of the
down,
people.
Yeah,
By
Dorian
the
and
throat.
Dorian and Anastas had the conversation with Bridget, which led to an argument, which almost did come to blows and bolts. However, it was established that there will be a meeting.
Yes.
There will
Yes.
be a mandatory requirement of the sap, or what we can gather of it. And if the according to the masks, if the meeting does not go their way, there will be widespread violence throughout the city.
Yay!
Yeah.
And
we as players have kind of talked about what we're going to do today. I think we're ready to start.
The next very important thing that we have to remember is Dorian left that whole thing, told us all to fuck off and find
He
other places to
did
sleep.
say to fuck off,
Very much so.
which I think only affects Alexander.
Yeah, it literally only affects Alexander, actually.
And
Yeah,
that 25 minutes in is where we are going to begin. A lot happened last time. It's okay. And I'm on the wrong page. All right. So we begin with the slamming of a door. The door slams firmly behind Dorian, leaving the room with a thick quiet. Bridget glares at Anastas. Okay, I did my accent work, and now I need to center. now that I said that, I'm gonna completely fuck this up. This is what's going to happen. Okay.
Hey, Anastas!
Holy shit.
All right.
Fuck you, Peach.
That's how you ice a kicker.
Yeah, right. Your problem, you 10-foot-tall pile of bones, is that you've been dead too long to remember what it's like to fear dying. Alexander, you sort of look at this situation. You're praising the situation right now. Raleigh still has his bolt thrower not aimed but leveled in Anastas's direction. Bridget is as red as her hair, as she's like pointing a finger at Anastas, who has already committed several acts of violence to bring us here. And yet your attention is drawn to the door where Dorian has just left. What do you want to do? Do you want to stay here and try and de-escalate the situation? Or do you want to chase after Dorian?
I think it's best to try to de-escalate first, considering there's a gun on the table.
Okay.
Well, Anastas reholsters Puridicida, and peers down at Bridget. You speak perhaps truly. However, I have never forgotten the consequences of killing. We will meet this evening. We will give you what you are asking, in hopes you will reconsider your plan. And Anastas goes through the sewers.
So as Anastas leaves, Raleigh
You have
and
to walk past Raleigh, by the way.
yeah. So like
Anastas
Raleigh's like in your
goes to
way.
Raleigh, still holding the bolt. I will not forgive a second offense. And puts his hand on the gun and kind of brushes it to the side.
Raleigh lets him do that, and then he also stands aside to let Anastas move by. And as Anastas does move by, Raleigh is going to say very, very, very quietly, "You won't see it coming."
Did I hear that?
What is your vigilant? I feel like I recall the vigilant on Anastas being it's 10.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's he specifically said quietly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your discreet?
Ooh,
Raleigh.
what is my discreet?
Also 10. I'm happy with a roll off here if you guys want.
Oh my god.
So, Raleigh, you're specifically trying to say this such that Anastas can't hear it. So
I don't know
think
about that, but he's definitely saying
you're
it
the
in a way
active
that
party
is-
here. I feel like you're the active party. So I'm gonna have you make the roll, and
You want me
it's
to- you
modified
want me
by
to roll?
nothing because
because
it's a
even.
10. It's a 10
Okay.
10.
My discreet, yeah, okay, yep, okay, so just discreet. Let's see what happens. I fail.
You do hear it. He says it just a little bit too loud.
Which maybe was the intent all along.
Be sure not to miss, because I won't.
And Anastas heads off in the direction of the sewers, which are on like the sort of the other side of the catacombs from where you are right now. So you are going to have to kind of like walk back through the quote unquote like sick ward that they have set up down here, this infirmary.
Yeah.
That leaves Alexander, Raleigh, and Bridget in this little room here.
Another awkward situation.
Yeah.
Well, Raleigh will holster his rifle
Okay.
as soon as Anastas leaves the area.
Sure.
And he is completely ignoring Alexander at this point and walks up to Bridget and says, "We need to talk."
We're talking. Talk.
No, we need to talk. And he looks at Alexander. No offense.
No, none taken. I very much agree. It needs to happen now, or I don't think it will happen again.
So does Alexander say this and then like stay in the room?
Yes, you do need to talk. I will hear more.
He like sits down like
Like takes out a pipe, like
Be here for emotional support.
He'll I suppose
emotional
follow.
support, Alexander.
I feel like Alexander has some stuff he wants to say too in this.
You've had plenty of time to talk to these people.
Okay. So let's make this interesting though. Alexander, wanting to give Bridget and Raleigh just a little bit of space, you step outside, back into this infirmary, and you see Anastas heading off towards the sewers. And then you remember again that Dorian went upstairs. You are maybe the idea that maybe keeping an eye on Anastas isn't the worst idea in the world, but also Dorian did seem pretty upset. Which direction do you want to go in? Or do you want to stay here and wait for Raleigh? Or do you have a different idea?
I think at this point, yeah, maybe Dorian probably needs to cool off a little. There's so much with I think Raleigh and Bridget that I think he'll follow Anastas, but he won't leave the area per se, if that's possible.
Okay.
Like if you call Anastas over.
Oh, so he wants to talk to Anastas. So
Or at
like
the
trying
very
to catch up with him.
Rookie I will stay. I will stay in the room. That's fine.
Stay in the room. Okay.
Dorian
Sounds
is
good.
here. The other two are here. That makes more sense.
No, Dorian left. Dorian's gone.
Went upstairs. Oh my god. Okay. Still gonna wait here.
Still gonna wait here. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Raleigh, you are left alone in the room with Bridget.
So.
Oh, actually, no. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah. No. I want to share this area. As you watch Alexander leave, and as you turn, you see that Bridget is leaving herself, kind of down a corridor. And you do what?
He's gonna follow her, kind of muttering that she would can just take off.
Yeah, Bridget kind of like takes a few steps down the corridor and then disappears behind an old tattered tapestry depicting the story of Isho's coming to the First Kings. As you push the curtain aside, you see that there is a small passageway leading to a tomb of sorts, but one filled with strange equipment you don't recognize. Bottles and glass flasks, vials of strange fluids, small stoves and devices for the hanging of glassware. The room is lit with pale green by a few small, fading lumidium lamps. From within, you can hear that she's rooting around in something, the clink of glass and the opening and closing of drawers.
What are you doing in here?
I'm looking for something.
Right. Besides the point. Bridget. We have so much we need to talk about, I don't even know where to start. I'd know it when I saw it. You're damn right I knew it when I saw it. It busted down the front door of the fucking manor like it was made of toothpicks, and then it killed one of my men.
She kind of comes up from like behind the desk where she's rooting around, and you look at her. There are bags under her eyes. She looks worn down. Her face is covered in bruises and cuts. Her hair is even more frazzled than normal. She kind of like looks at you with these like weary eyes and just says, Raleigh, I didn't know that you were gonna be there when we made the plan, okay?
The whole point was that I was gonna be there, and that I was gonna have men there. That was the whole point, was to not... So you're using monsters now. You're using sick people as weapons now.
We're not using sick people as weapons.
Then what was that?
That was science. She says, and she like drops back down and continues like rooting through whatever she's looking for.
Science.
Yeah, science.
And the end result of that science is unstoppable rage monsters who just kill whoever get in their way.
Okay, wait
That's
a second.
what we're heading
Who said
towards.
that this is unstoppable? First of all, it is not unstoppable. And frankly, thank God I know his name. Give me a second. Frankly, Willem almost died that night, so it's far from unstoppable.
Oh yeah. You know who did die that night? Yeah, one of my men. That was not part of this deal.
He got a little carried away, I'll admit.
Deal. A little carried. You understand now that what is going to happen is they are going to come down even harder on you, on these people, everybody associated with the masks, because they're terrified of whatever it is that you're doing down here. I cannot believe that you would be this irresponsible with people's lives. It shocks me.
Irresponsible? With people's lives? You think that we're the ones being irresponsible
By
with
creating
people's lives?
monsters? Yes, I do
Because
think that.
they turned their lightning weapons against us.
Their lightning weapon.
I can't even believe I'm having this conversation with you. They're hoarding the medicine that we need to keep these people alive. What do you want me to do? Let everyone die?
Not attack them where they live. I'm going Scottish, by the way. Not whatever it is this plan is now. You think that they're just gonna let you do this?
No, they're not just going to let us do it, but they're also not going to look out for us when things do happen.
Look out for us. Look out for us. You're a noble, Bridget. You are them. If you
Changed sides.
You've changed sides. And that gives you the right to make decisions that are going to affect all of the people in this city, all of the people who look to people like you for protection. You are risking everything. People like me will be called in to crack down on people like them because of you. Because of this situation. More people will die because of the decisions you're making. You could be a bridge between the people of this city and the nobility.
How do you expect me to do that? Please,
said it
lay out the
yourself.
plan. I'm happy to listen to it.
You said it yourself. You changed sides. You're not one of them, but you're certainly not one of these people, Bridget. You know that.
I have bled for these people. I continue to bleed for these people every single day.
Then why would you ask them to bleed more? You're making decisions rashly.
Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Oh, well.
And this is going to be against her resolute. And I hope...
My persuasive is 5. I don't know why I made my persuasive 5. If I had known I was going to be in all these
You have made a very compelling argument. So I'm going to give you advantage on this check. And I'm gonna, but I am going to say that she had a favor, right? Yeah, favor on the check. I am going to say that she's a rather resolute person, though. So I think that she's probably at least at a 12. So we're gonna give you -3, but favor.
-3, but favor. Yeah, I have.
A 4?
I have no illusions about this working, but I wanted to make the argument.
20% chance.
I failed.
Well,
Raleigh, I understand that you're hurt, and I should have brought you into the fold sooner, and I am sorry about that, and I should have told you what the whole plan was. And I am sorry about that too. I have had a very rough past few days, and what I need from you right now is help.
What do you need?
What do you think we should be doing? If you do not agree with this plan of action, what do you think our plan of action should be? Because the way that I see it, those who have power in this city are not using it responsibly. And we have so many problems that need to be handled responsibly. But I do not know how to change the balance of power in the city without violence. They have made it abundantly clear to me that they are not willing to entertain options other than violence. The only thing that I can think, that I can hope, is that we can accomplish the transfer of that power with as little violence as humanly possible. And the only way that I knew how to do that is with this. And then she holds up the vial that she had been looking for.
What is that?
This serum allows temporary control of the corruption. It allows you to make the transformation, and then once the effects wear off, to transform back.
Dorian shot that out of the professor's hand.
Sure did.
Sorry, not here.
You understand that if people in the nobility start to fear what that corruption can do, beyond just making people sick, they will kill everyone who is infected. Every single one of them, to avoid this.
I understand that. But to me, that sounds like a compelling reason to make sure that they do not have the power to do so. That they would use their power to make that decision And to kill all of those people out of fear?
By becoming the monsters that would make them fear you? You're literally giving them every reason they need to come in here and burn this place to the ground right now.
So, fine. Let's say that I stop making serum. Let's say that no one else uses it ever again. What do you think happens?
We need to find a way to get other people in the nobility on your side. There have to be others. It can't just be you. There have to be other people that would back us, would bankroll. We have literal mercenary companies running the security for this entire city. You need gold. You need allies. You can't do this by yourself. You can't do this as a ragtag group of terrorists. You need more power. And you, Bridget, you have a way to make that happen. And only you can do it.
I tried that. I tried talking to my father. I tried talking to the Caldwells. I tried talking to everyone on the Burger Council. They're more afraid that they are going to die than that we are. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Well, there has to be something more than this. There just has to be. At the end of this, if you rise up against them, as much as I hate to say it, Anastas is right. We will all burn when the Hadrons arrive.
That's why we need your help, but I think that you're right. I think that we do need allies. And I'm not sure where those allies can be found right now.
Well, unfortunately, the skeleton's got another point. Right now, the monopoly on black sap is held by the nobility only because they're the ones doing business with the Najit. Anastas might be the way to break that monopoly. But Anastas has their own ideals and their own goals, as you've seen. We have to find a way to broker some kind of alliance between whatever faction of the Najit they say they speak for, and the people of this city. And we have to make it more compelling than whatever deal they have with the nobility. And I think, and this is just a guess, but I think that using corruption to create monsters to fight the Hadra isn't going to go over well.
I think we need to find allies. And I think we're running out of time to do so.
Well, that's correct in more ways than one. And I was told by Bridget Caldwell to bring her the red mask and the doctor by tonight.
I assume you mean Sybil Caldwell because I'm Bridget.
Sorry, Sybil Caldwell. I apologize. Yes. I'm not gonna do that.
Why not?
Well, for better or worse, I don't think that the nobility has the right line on this situation either.
Why not? Raleigh, why not? Why don't we do that? Why don't we give them the thing that they are looking for?
You want to give them the red mask?
Raleigh, the red mask is an idea. It's a mask. It's not a person. And with that, we are going to cut to Dorian. Okay, Dorian, you have just stormed out of the catacombs. Let's get off this catacombs music and onto some city streets music. And we are... Sure, yeah, this will be fine. Come on.
I totally lost all of my accent for Brawley there.
I was talking to Deidre about that, and I was like, as soon as I start, Don is going to have a problem. And I'm sorry about that, but...
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, Dorian, you have stepped out of the cathedral. Rain clouds have formed in the sky, threatening, but it has only begun to sprinkle just. People are heading indoors, and you have your choice. Where do you want to go right now?
So, Dorian, fist clenched at his side, and as each, random little pitter-patter of a raindrop hit against any of his bare skin, it immediately steams and bubbles off. How could they? I put them up in my home, and they... Raleigh, he was in cahoots with the Red Mask, as was Alexander. Just stomping along the cobblestone streets, making his way back towards the apothecary. And in Hostos, how could none of them have told me? They knew what had happened. Who had the doctor? My father is dying.
Dorian, you are caught up in your thoughts as you're moving through the alleyways and things, and you are startled by the sudden appearance of a woman in the alleyway before you. She's bigger than you, with short-cropped black hair, and crucially, a wooden mask. Behind you, you hear a voice. Dorian Caldwell. Let's have us a chat, shall we?
Oh no.
You turn around and 3 other masks enter the alleyway behind you.
Today is not my day.
They're all wielding clubs. The one that was speaking to you is kind of holding his in his hand and smacking it against his palm. Dorian fucking Caldwell.
Just staring daggers at this guy. Fist still clenched. Whom do I owe the pleasure?
I don't think that's quite important to you right now. Well, might be important to you, but I don't think it's important for me to tell you. In any case, you know quite a lot about our little organization. I'm not too pleased about that situation. Not too pleased at all. And I want you to know that we know where you live. And we're not to be fucked with. So, before you go home, scamper back to Mummy Maybe you think about that. Right?
Just get the hell out of my way.
I said, do you understand me, right?
He ignites a brimstone cascade into his hand and holds it up, eyes blazing behind it. I said, get the fuck out of my way!
Okay. Damn. All right. Let's let's get them out here. Let's get you out here so we can put you on initiative. Okay. These guys are masks. And they
Question.
What's up? What's up?
How loud was that flame?
You burned this bridge. You didn't chase him.
I gave you 2 opportunities
I know.
to follow Dorian. I gave
I
you
know.
2. They're on the other side of the city right now.
Literally everyone I need to talk to. I thought I was gonna talk to Rowley first.
Okay.
Because I need to talk to him.
They all left you, and Noxos went one way.
Literally everybody went a direction except you.
I'm waiting for someone. God.
All right.
I'm
So
waiting for someone.
we got these guys. We got you. Okay. So Dorian, you have the initiative by just 1. All right. So let's get some combat music going on here. I didn't think that you were just gonna to burn into this guy. I'm gonna be honest, but I am here for it.
Get him, buddy.
Get him.
Fucking had a shit day, and this guy, this fucking guy.
About to blow up some hobos.
Let's drive the wedge between this class divide even deeper by killing some of their foot soldiers with fire magic.
Hey, they asked for it.
All right, Dorian, it's all you. What do you got for me?
How have they reacted to a fireball suddenly appearing in my hand?
They're very concerned. But
Okay.
they are wearing masks, so they like take a step back, but you can't read their facial expressions.
And now I throw it at that asshole that was
yeah,
giving me grief.
Okay, so you need his quick.
Yeah.
I do a resolute test.
Probably against his quick would be my guess.
Probably.
His quick is 13.
I have 14 resolute, so I don't know what that means.
Hold up. This is Brimstone Cascade.
Yes.
Yeah, resolute
Sorry.
against quick.
Yep,
So you
resolute
make your
against
resolute check. You modify it by -3.
Oh, that's not great. I succeed.
You do succeed, and you deal 6 damage to this guy.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Then I have to roll for corruption.
You
Is
take
that how that
1d4
works?
temporary corruption.
Okay, so I
yeah,
need
you
to
just
roll one
take it.
d4,
Yeah.
make 2.
Okay. So yeah, the guy in front. What does this look like?
So he's just wrong place, wrong time, wrong intimidation, and Dorian pissed off, steam now billowing off of him, like the last bits of his cloak on his arm are completely gone now in the fire, and he just and he hurls it at him. I said, get the fuck out of my way! And he throws it at him, and it explodes around him, and basically Dorian is now trying to run, or at least hobble as fast as he can towards his home.
Okay.
Hoping
so
this scares the shit out of everyone.
this is I don't know if you can see the screen right now. This is kind of the situation that we have right now. There was one of them in front of you, the woman, and that made you stop. And then the 3 others kind of came up behind you, and you have hit this one, the with the weird face, right in front, right
Sure.
there. So he is burned now. He's not like bloodied, but he was certainly startled by and now burned.
That hit his threshold by chance?
It did not hit his threshold because he is wearing armor.
Okay. That matters with fire damage?
Unless the fire damage says that it doesn't matter, I'm going to say that it does.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm
At
gonna.
the end of the day, he's like wearing leather, so like that is going
And
to
it's been
protect you from
raining
getting
too.
burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start continuing this way.
This way.
And
Okay,
just
so towards
holding
the colossal woman.
Yeah, holding the fire in my hand, trying to intimidate my way past her.
Got it. Okay. I am happy to let you make an intimidate check as an action to get past her. You've already done your action for the turn with Brimstone.
Yep. I was just trying to move closer.
The thugs go next. Okay, so she is going to rush up to you, and she's actually going to try and grab you. She attempts to grapple you. So this is going to be her strong against your strong or quick, your choice.
So I typically use armor, I mean cunning to defend with my second level tactician. Could that work or not?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. I'll try a cunning.
She has a 14 strength.
Okay. Against 16 cunning, so that's minus
4.
minus 4. I keep forgetting how that works.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, no, you're good.
Succeed with a 12.
By the hair on your chinny chin.
Yeah. As she comes walloping forward, trying to get a fistful, I just press the cane down at a certain angle just so I can sidestep her as she slightly goes off.
So yeah, she kind of stumbles forward and actually stumbles into her friend, who's rushing up behind you. So you are able to make a little bit of distance there. The other thug just runs straight for you, rushing as fast as he can to keep up with you, and your bum leg is making it difficult for you to get away. He can't make an action though, because he has to spend his whole turn running. At this point, the robber chief burned and trying to his cloak has started on fire. He's trying to pat it out. He spends most of his action doing that, and just screams, "The little fucking shit! Kill him! Get him!" And starts running off in your direction, although only gets part way. Okay, that's back to the top of the action. Dorian, it's you.
Dorian will start screaming for guards at this point, and kind of limping as fast as he can, looking back at him, eyes a little more wide. Just leave me alone! And hurls another brimstone cascade at the one that's come close.
Got it.
Time.
Perfect.
Same modifier, or is this different?
Correct.
Because
Yep,
it's not
same modifier.
-3?
Yep.
Ooh, no good there.
Okay, so you throw fire up. You still take the 1d4 corruption, which is 3. And then you make your way around the corner, flames kind of filling the alleyway behind you. It does get the mask to stop and question his life choices. And as you round the corner, you run as fast as you can down the alleyway, and when you turn around, you no longer see any of the masks. They seem to have disappeared for now.
I'll press myself up against the wall just to try and catch my breath. Now seeing those runic marks spreading up my arm along with blackened veins, looking kind of charred to show that corruption that I've been hit with.
Yeah. Okay.
Shaking, tuck it away inside of his cloak, and then just keep limping back towards the apothecary and home.
So you're headed back to the apothecary first?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and home. I'd imagine it's kind of through the apothecary to get to home.
They both have their own front doors. But you're going to the apothecary's front door. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Anastas.
Yeah.
You are headed towards that sewer entrance to the catacombs. And as you are about to leave through that door, remember the door was like hidden behind a bookshelf that had to get moved.
Yeah.
And as you stop to to move the bookshelf so that you can get out the door, you feel a small hand on your leg. When you turn to look down, there is a middle-aged, sickly woman, coughing, but with a curious look in her eyes. Are you the Reaper?
Not for you. Not today.
Then why have you come to this place?
I have come to help make right the evils brewing in the city.
Mother, so sorry to have bothered you. Just mother, please let him be. Let him be. And a man comes rushing over. He's a very young man. Probably like 17. Although to Anastas's eyes, everyone looks like children.
Yeah.
So he sort of like redirects his mother and tells her to lay down in the mat. Meanwhile, he says, "Sorry to have bothered you, sir. She just hasn't been right in the head since, well, it affects everyone differently, don't it?"
She was of no bother, sweet boy.
Right. Well, thanks.
You are good for looking after her in such a place.
I'll do what I can, you know. She's really all I got left at this point.
We will make this right.
How do you expect to do that?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, this city seems to get worse every day.
Just know the Najit are not the enemies you may have been made to believe. And know there are those of us in this city working for peace.
Right, yeah, no, I ain't got nothing against you, but you Najit. Yeah.
I take no offense to bone, people. I am made of bone.
Right. Yeah. Anyways,
Children are children.
he looks down again at his mother, and kind of like wrinkles his brow. You know, it kind of makes you wonder. You know, who has the sickness and who don't. You know, just walking around with half a screw loose and no one's wiser. We didn't know about her until the sores started showing up, but thinking back, she's probably had it for weeks. Anyways,
Have you been asked to participate in anything tonight?
me? No. No, I just came here to check on my mom.
It might be good for you to stay with your mother tonight.
Stay here.
It's not the best accommodation, but
What am I gonna do about the kids then?
just tarry not on the streets.
Right. Alright.
Now, I must be going.
Very good. At this point, everyone, and I mean everyone, feels a small quake.
The fuck?
Yes. the earth starts shaking around you, and you are hit with a tremble that seems to kind of move out through the room. Who's got good cunning? None of you have good cunning, is what I remember.
I'm pretty good at cunning.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yes.
Just kind of my thing.
Yeah.
16.
I forgot that we have a wizard.
Yeah.
Dorian, could I get a cunning check?
Sure.
The rest of you, rather in Dorian included, everyone makes a resolute check.
Oh God.
Oh dear. That could be bad for you in particular.
I succeed. Whoa! I just succeed.
You all succeed. Okay.
God.
I do not succeed.
Raleigh does not succeed. Raleigh, you take 4 corruption, which as a human without a soul just means 4 damage.
Great.
Fuck.
Hoots and howls, wails fill the catacombs as the sick grow agitated. Some bang their heads against walls. One off in the corner leaps onto a nearby table and begins singing a dirge, vaguely reminiscent of one sung by Earth that supports the mountain in the Ernan Vale Monastery. Still another has grabbed a nearby layman is attempting to bite him, gnashing his teeth and growling.
I grab that boy, I scoop him up from his mother, kicking and screaming, and we run into the catacombs.
Into the sewers.
I grab him, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna make a strong check against him. His strong is terrible, so this is at a +1. Meanwhile, Bridget and Raleigh, you're in your conversation. She's saying, what did she just said something kind of vaguely important.
Why don't we bring them the red mask?
Why don't we bring them the red mask? Because the red mask is an ideal. It's a mask. Yeah. It's not a person. And at this point, you feel the shake and wails and screaming from outside, and she swears and rushes out. Oh God! Okay, rushes out back into the catacombs where the sick are now kind of going crazy. Alexander, you were down there as well. So you, right in front of you, in fact, is the woman who was trying to bandage this man, and he has now leapt up on top of her and is trying to bite at her neck.
This is old hat for you.
Meanwhile, Anastas, you attempt to grab the boy, and he's confused and what's going on, and he starts just struggling with you, and you're able to pick him up, but trying to carry this person that does not want to be carried is going to slow you down significantly.
Okay, I put him down, and I grab him by the head, and I make him look at me eye to eye.
Okay. No, don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Listen, get to your children. Get away from this place. They will rip you limb from limb. I will open up the sewers. You can follow me if you must, but please do not stay here.
Right.
And
get
I
home.
will. And I
get home to the
stay.
kids. Right. Okay. All right.
I will make sure no one follows you. Go through that sewer now.
You want me to go into the sewers?
Yes.
You need to persuade this guy.
He can leave through the front. We won't go through. Everybody in this church is going to be going crazy right now, right? Everyone,
you look around and it's pandemonium right now.
It's fucking pandemonium. Yeah, we're going through this. We're not going through the upstairs. We're going through the sewer. Wait, is there a reason not? There was no corrupted in the sewer.
No.
Yeah.
It's just the sewers.
But it's the sewers.
I'm imagining this guy has his back turned to the pandemonium.
If you want this guy to go to the sewers, you need to persuade him. That's all I'm saying.
Fine.
Just do a gesture towards the chaos behind him.
Okay, is the door to the sewer closer or the door to the upstairs closer?
You're right at the door to the sewer.
Yeah. No, we're going through the sewer. I vaguely gesture to the pandemonium behind him.
Okay.
Persuasion.
It's a persuasion still. You have a +2.
Oh, Okay, I'm only gonna try to save this guy for like a moment longer, but I do want to help him.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
Gesture failure.
Yeah. He is scared and confused and
As he should
is
be.
not
As he should
wanting to run into the sewers.
Okay,
And
that was a crit fail as well.
yeah,
Wait,
You tried, man.
you
oh no, I rolled.
3
I
times.
accidentally rolled 3 times.
That's
Yeah.
all right. All of them
So-
failed. So
Yeah. All right,
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
Was that with the plus?
Yeah. Well, none of them were, but it's okay. Wait, hold on.
Well,
What
the
was
15 would have passed on your first one if it did have +2.
I passed.
Just saying.
he looks at the pandemonium. He looks at you. He looks at the sewers. Fuck, I'm going to regret this, aren't I? And he heads into the sewers with you.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Anastas, okay, right in front of you, one of these crazed lunatics is trying to eat this poor woman. Meanwhile,
You mean
Raleigh
Alexander?
and Bridget have just like emerged from the side passage that they had been down.
Sorry, I'm just to backtrack just a second. What was that
Yeah.
cunning test for?
Thank you for
You're welcome.
reminding me.
I was
You
very
feel
curious.
the wave ripple through your body, and you recognize that same feeling as when the portal had first opened in Arcadia University. In
Is
fact,
this
the wave was coming from Arcadia University.
We are so fucked.
Okay,
The woman
that's what I figured. Just wanted to check.
Yeah. Talon.
The woman that's being attacked, is that his mom?
Oh, no,
No, it's
no,
not.
he meant
No, no, no.
Alexander, not Anastas
Oh,
when he said
thank
that.
God.
Did I say Anastas? I meant
You said
Alexander.
Anastas.
Yeah, you're both seeing the same woman, and no, it's just another lay woman that had been like bandaging like an older man.
Oh, this is a regular person?
This is just a regular person who is being now attacked by a crazed lunatic.
Anastas puts down the wheel and says, if you can walk through the sewers. And I'm going to start fighting corrupted.
All right. Yeah, perfect. Sounds great. All right, Anastas. There are from a number of the corrupted look just like they're kind of going crazy. Only one or two of them looks violent. You see
Yeah.
that there's the one that's like leapt up onto this lay woman. There's another who has like picked up like like on one of the catacombs there was like an ornamental spear which he has like taken off and he's like pointing at people wild-eyed, and then on the other side of the catacombs there roll me a vigilant check. Alexander,
Oh.
meanwhile, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, if this is happening like right in front of me, right?
Directly in front of you.
Okay. Yes, I would like to try to help her, mostly by. She seems okay. Am I noticing
she
that?
seems
Okay.
fine. She's screaming for help as this
Okay.
man is overpowering her.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
failed.
Yeah, I
Noted.
am
Just
going
fail,
to try to help her attack.
You're going to attack the.
Not like
corrupted.
with my knives, but yeah, like get it off. Like
So are you trying to like pull him off or like bash him over the head?
restraining.
Or
I think,
you're
a
trying to
little bit
restrain
more.
him. Okay, so that's going to be a
Restrain, yeah.
strength check against his strength of 10.
Oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for restraining. This is not what I'm built for. Whatever. I'll just fail it.
Or you succeed. Oh, no, you failed it.
No, he sure.
There's no way in hell I can succeed a strong check.
He's a dainty
Um,
nobleman or something.
not
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
The strong
I actually
are
don't know who
okay,
you are.
so yeah, you go to
Take it all
grab
back.
this thing, and actually, you're like struggling against him. You can't pull him apart, and he sinks his teeth into her shoulder. She screams, and at this point, Bridget comes up next to you and pulls off one of his arms and assists you. You can make another check. This is at with favor, however.
Oh, I was gonna say Raleigh's gonna come up and put his rifle butt in this thing's face.
You want to make an
Wait, she
attack
just
against
pulled
him?
off one of his arms?
That.
She did,
like off.
rip,
Okay.
like she
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I also
She
took
was
it
talking
that
about
way.
how she's also a monster,
yeah.
so I
She
just...
then flips
Yeah,
the arm
yeah.
around and starts beating him with his
Yeah,
own
I'm
arm.
like,
That's
whoa!
kind of what I was
That
hoping for.
escalated.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry.
No,
Raleigh, make an
seeing this,
attack.
like Raleigh's running up and he's gonna put a gun butt in this thing's face.
Yeah.
For sure. I succeed.
With a 1. Okay,
Confirm
between
the crit.
Raleigh hitting this thing in the head and Bridget and Alexander, you are able to pull him off, and he falls unconscious to the ground next to. Alexander, meanwhile, you see there's the one corrupted who's like grabbed the spear and looking around at people with wild eyes, and too late, you see that in the far side of the catacombs, somebody is twitching and growing.
Ooh. I'm going.
Anastas. This is Anastas's turn.
I see someone twitching and growing,
And
like
growing.
they're about to.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go pop their head like a zit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start trying to rush over, but the crowd is so thick and there's people moving everywhere, and it is difficult to move through.
You guys.
Do you want to have a quick check to try and nimbly move through the crowd, or do you want to just like start pushing people out of the way? What do you want to do here?
I want to go move the bookshelf to open up the sewers.
Okay. Anastas turns around and pulls the bookcase open, revealing the entrance to the
And
sewers.
I yell out to Raleigh and Bridget and Alexander. I'm like, grab anyone that can move, anybody that can understand me, get through the sewers now.
Bridget, hearing that, just says, "This is our home. We can't just abandon it. This is
And you're
our, this is
going to
our
get
last
ripped
base of
apart by the
operations."
very monsters that you turned into.
Raleigh next to her, like gun at the ready, is like, no, I think we gotta leave.
When you say monsters, her eyes go wide. She starts immediately looking around, and she sees the creature that is beginning to grow and mutate as the corruption takes over in the other corner of the catacombs. She swears, and she turns and starts rushing towards it. I think at this point we need to get everyone in initiative order, because I
we're
can't
gonna
keep
have
track of
The
this.
door is open, so no one's gonna have to fight it. But me, Raleigh, and Bridget are about to take down a fucking
Yeah, we are about to. Yeah.
the thing that killed me last time.
Although, my guess is that Bridget's about to Hulk out,
Or she's just gonna be a fiery little
or that.
scamp.
I only have 3 bullets, guys. I'm just laying that out there. I got 3 bullets left after last time.
Are you
She's
guys
already
able
armed
to like
with an arm.
drag your tokens out or not?
Let me look.
What would I do to do that?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Man, why don't they have like a good... Ugh.
Oh shit! I'm still all beat up.
Yeah.
This is bad.
And Raleigh is now at basically half health because of that corruption hit. So, he's gonna die in 1 hit, basically.
We have to see initiative order before we pick what we're going to
And
do.
does everyone know how to activate yourself for combat?
I do
Oh
not.
yeah, it's the sword.
You like
Thingy,
right
right?
click and then click the little toggle combat state. It's like the swords and
Okay.
shields.
Yeah, I thought so. Cool. Should be good now.
Okay. Bridget
Dorian
goes...
would go first if Dorian was here.
If Dorian was here...
Yeah, this is my fault. 100%.
You're
It's all
right,
Dorian's
guys.
fault.
This is on me. Holy fucking Christ!
What, Pat?
Oh God, Bridget, good. Bridget, good. Bridget rushes over to this thing, and pulls out a long, thin dagger, and like sort of like dodges and weaves through the crowd with incredible speed. No, not with incredible speed. I lied. She is trying to get through the crowd, although she's having difficulties doing so. And she only just gets up to the thing with the dagger by the end of her turn. Anastas, it is your turn.
Anastas is going to do quite the same maneuver. Do I need a quick check to make it through the crowd?
You can do a quick check to move through the crowd, or you can try and use a strong check to just, like, move through people.
Oh, yeah. Anastas is going to put the wheel up. I don't think that's too violent for what's going on. Anastas is going to be, like, grabbing people by the chest and the head.
Yeah.
And, like, moving people around, yeah.
Excellent.
Is
Yeah,
this-
give me a
less
strong check.
violent.
Yeah, absolutely. Anastas, you move through the crowd and you get up to this thing just as it lets out a like barbaric growl. You can see that actually scales are covering this creature and is turning into like a lizard-like type abomination.
Can I make an attack?
You
Or
can
is
make an
that-
attack, yep, because you succeeded your strong check.
Any modifier?
+7.
+7?
Yeah,
okay.
it's
and,
super distracted right now.
I am not going to be able to survive hits, so I am going to throw on the rage just for the extra soak and the extra damage.
Yeah.
+7. Other damage roll, 1d6.
11 damage.
Nice.
Boom. So Anastas, like, definitely, like, shoulder checks and grabs the corrupted out of the way, rushes in, unhinges Pyridicida, and then, like, slams it in the chest as we both bounce off the wall.
So it is like clearly broken and bruised. And looking at this thing, it is much smaller than the one that you had seen that night at the ball. It does not have that same intelligence in its eyes that one had. This one is very much more reminiscent of those that you had fought in the monastery those months ago.
Fiery young girl, this madness must end.
I agree. Alexander.
I will be trying to get my ass into the...
Now that Anastas has moved through and cleared a path, it is easy for you to follow behind him. And you are very easily able to get up to the creature, who has now been pushed up against the wall by Pyridicia, and it's several broken ribs, and in bad shape, but still up and snarling.
If that's the case, I don't have to worry about it. I will attempt to... I want to hamstring it, if I can.
Got it. Okay, sure. So make your attack.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to, you're aiming for a particular location right now?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do... Yeah.
So we're going to take a... right now, my instinct is saying that it's not actually -5, but because this is a very specific location you want to hit, I am going to say it's a -5 on the attack.
Okay.
But you have +7, so it's going to be a +2 total.
Okay, so +2 total to the modifier?
Yep.
Okay. Otherwise, normal, no advantage, no backstab.
Yeah.
No. Oops. This wouldn't count as backstab, would it?
So backstab. The only thing that I'm thinking is that you do have. Do you get advantage if you've got enough people around it that you have advantage? So I'm gonna say that yeah, if you want to backstab, you can.
Okay, cool. Then first up.
You do have to use a move action to flank, even if there are multiple people around.
And that's okay in this context since I was able to get
that's
to
fine.
the
This is such small quarters. The Bridget didn't make an action when she got up here. Like
I didn't mean to overcomplicate it. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, so advantage and backstab, but I like it. Here and +2. Okay. I like that. I think we should be good. Yeah.
Ooh,
And
okay.
then, do I go for the other one too?
That's you do have a second attack. Yep.
Okay. We'll do
You
the second
rolled
one.
garbage for this damage.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I will do it again. And that's... Oh shit, I was just reading this too. Yeah, okay, cool. And the +2 still applies. Yeah. Ah, wow. Okay.
Damn. Confirm the fumble.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I need the dice right there. Can you do that really quick?
It's not
Wow.
confirmed.
Oh,
Good. Okay. Great. Almost a critical and then another critical. Alright.
Yeah, this thing roars, ignoring the damage from your attack entirely. And in fact, as you strike it, and Anastas, this is going to apply to you too. Both of you make a defense test. Not modified by anything.
just a defense test?
Just a defense test, yep.
Where is that? I don't remember doing that.
You click your armor, and then you're like defend using.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah, and no modifiers on or anything?
No modifiers. Nope.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I do have a modifier.
Oh, nice.
Because I am... Whoa.
Alexander, as you strike this thing, a burst of like green and black spray bursts forth from it like you popped a sack, and it gets all over your bodies. However, with both of your having armor on, it starts to like sizzle into the armor and you're able to wipe it off quickly. But hitting this thing with damage does cause a corrosive spray all around it. Okay, who is next? Raleigh.
Yep. Raleigh knows how to do one thing really well. I think that's what he's probably gonna do.
Okay.
He's gonna take his movement action to basically steady himself against a wall and fire at this thing.
Sure.
So the aim is I get 2 chances to succeed, right?
Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, that sounds great.
Sounds right.
I think that's what it was, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, if I get a +7, I cannot miss. So
Yeah, you do get a +7.
yeah, I cannot miss.
Well, you could get
I'll roll
a...
to see if I get a 20, basically.
Yeah, you could get a 20.
I
You didn't
don't.
get a 20.
No.
Okay. So you do
Now
succeed.
Now I only have 2 bullets.
What was the damage?
9.
9.
Okay. How would you like to do this?
Yay! All right. So, obviously these guys like run up and like are just like going at it. Everybody's attacking. Raleigh like seeing this and like looks down at the gun, decides whether or not he wants to use the gun, and then just like whatever. Throws himself like onto one of the beds, like an empty bed, and just like takes careful aim and fires a bolt straight through the back of this thing's head.
Yes. And the creature falls to the ground, dead. Bridget looks down at this creature, and things start quieting. Although the room is still loud as some of the crazed, corrupted that were down here are still wailing and shrieking. Looking around, it seems that all of those that became violent have at least been settled for the moment. She looks down and bends down to this creature, and just like clenches her fist as she she's like patting its shoulder and then just like clenches a fist and just says, "We need that sap."
We'll need more than that to clean up this mess. And Anastas is going to continue making its way to the apothecary. I'll see you at midnight.
All right. And I think at that, we're going to take our first 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
It sounds like everyone right now is headed to the apothecary, but that Dorian is going to get there first, having had a little bit of a lead.
Well, I am trying to figure out what the plan is here with Bridget and this red mask thing, because that's where I think Rowley's gonna go.
Okay, so Raleigh's going to stay here. Anastas going to see the apothecary. Dorian going to the apothecary. Alexander, where are you going?
Apothecary.
Apothecary. Okay,
I'll choose this time.
sounds good.
I won't,
So
I
you'll
won't wait
leave
for Raleigh.
with Anastas then.
I will.
All right, sounds good. Let's take 10 and be back at 8:55.
Okay.
And we're back. So, having left the catacombs, Anastas and Alexander, you are headed back towards Caldwell Manor and the apothecary. Meanwhile, Raleigh is staying behind to continue his conversation with Bridget.
That was the plan, yeah.
And
I want to know
Dorian-
what she meant, because we need to figure that out, like, now, in the next couple of hours.
Yes, forthwith. Dorian, you were headed back home prior to anyone, and so after 10 minutes of walking across the city, those runes still covering your arms, the rain still burning off of you, you reach Caldwell Cosmetics. The rain has continued to fall. The sign in the window says open, and through the window you can see Millie sitting at the front desk.
So that arm kind of tucked away inside my jacket, looking battered, completely exhausted. I open up the door. We need to close up shop immediately.
Dorian, what are you talking about? Where have you been? I got this weird note from you, and what's going on?
It's Bridget. She's in with the red masks.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I told you that. I don't remember.
Literally no one told me this.
Oh,
At
I'm
any
sorry.
point.
Are you...
How did you know about this?
How... Well, it's my job to know things.
Oh my
Well, it's
God.
not my day job, but it's kind of like my night job. But like nobody knows about that, so I'm like, sorry, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but I'm supposed to be keeping secrets, but I'm not doing a really great job of that right now.
Okay, just be silent for a second. Where is the sap? You know
need
what I'm
some-
talking about.
Do you need some? I've got some right now. I keep a hidden stash. I wasn't supposed to tell anyone about that either. I don't know. This whole situation has got me saying all these things I'm not supposed to be saying. But I just like feel really comfortable around you,
I'm talking about my mother's stash, Millie.
Your mother keeps her stash in the vaults underneath the apothecary. I thought we talked about that. Maybe not.
I know.
I think we need to open up our communication channels.
I'm simply saying that I need that sap. I need.
That's a
all of it.
lot. Do you know what happens when you take that much sap?
I'm not taking it for myself. I am taking it back to my mother to discuss a deal that I've been trying to strike with Bridget so my father doesn't die.
Wait a second. I think we need to slow the roll here just a little bit. But your father needs the sap to not die. So
And we would not trade all of it. We would have to place some of it somewhere else for my father and take the rest there for the deal.
Dorian, I really think you should reconsider this plan.
Why? They have Horatio, my father's doctor, who's apparently a Najit, by the way. I don't know if you were informed of that or not, but I found that out as well. And that my friends
The doctor's a
have been
Najit?
working with the Red Masks as well this entire time. Well, maybe not in Ostos. He was ready to pull Bridget in half, but he is still a maniac who just throttles men of the cloth, healers, all over the place in the church in order to get answers, and hides the fact that my physician for all of my life is one of his own, apparently.
Point of clarification, he's not been your physician for your entire life. In fact,
Okay.
you've not met this man until the ball, like, 3 days ago.
Okay, so eraser that line of text.
We'll get it
Dorian,
in the
I
edit.
just really don't think that we can trust your mother. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
I realize that that's how you feel. I don't necessarily trust her either. In fact, if it
No,
weren't for her, we may
Dorian,
not be in this.
listen to me. I really, really don't think that we can trust your mother.
So you want me to take the entirety of my family stash out from under their noses? Well, my father is sick and dying. The only thing that can help him. I'm just supposed to take that away?
No, Dorian, listen to me. This is what I've been trying to tell you. I don't think your father is the only one who's corrupted.
I know he's not the only one corrupted. I was just in a room filled with hundreds of people who were.
No, Dorian, your mother.
My mother's sick too?
I don't think that it's attacking her lungs, but I don't think that she's right in the head either. And it affects everyone differently. And she's been acting more unhinged in the past, 3 days than I have seen her in months. Something's going on. And I just think that we need to be very, very careful about what we tell her about anything.
Who were the other associates you were going to talk to? The ones you left the academy to speak to.
Well,
If you want us to be open,
Dorian,
it's a two-way
after you
street.
were gone, I tried to make friends at the university, but it's hard. It's hard making friends at the university, and nobody likes me. And there was this there's this one. Well, she was being so nice, and she was this noble girl, and I've been friends with Bridget this whole time. I'm sorry, Dorian. I should have told you. That's why I knew about everything.
Oh my god. You're one of them too.
I'm not one of them, but just I don't know, we're friends, okay?
Did you know what they were going to do at my...
No, I didn't know what they were going to do. I made a friend. And then when you were like, you should tell your mom. And I'm like, no, your mom's going crazy right now, but I don't know what's going on. And I know
your
that
friend
Bridget's
right now
annoying
is-
people,
is-
and so I went to tell her, okay?
Your friend is literally in the midst of planning an attack against me, my family, and all of the nobility in this massive uprising over this.
What?
Yeah,
No, that's gotta be wrong.
I just came from speaking with her.
Well,
She is looking to use violence to overturn and probably take the control of the city herself.
Dorian, there's so much going on. I don't know. That sounds really bad. But we don't really have a whole lot of friends right now. Okay? It's important to have friends. Okay?
You're absolutely right there.
You're not going to leave me again, are you?
No, Millie, I am not going to leave you. And he'll put his his arm that isn't all messed up around her and just hold her for a second.
Okay. Then I think we just need to think about this for a second, okay?
We need to figure out what to do with this sap. If I give at least some to your friend Bridget, it may appease the attacks for a while.
Mm.
Okay.
It was a strange sounding dove out there. I don't typically hear those birds this time of year. The doves.
I mean, strange things are happening all over the city, Dorian. I think that
for real. Did you feel that
ornithology is something that we can
earthquake?
ignore at the moment.
I'm not entirely sure, especially when earthquakes are throwing this insane corrupt energy all over the place.
You felt that too. We felt it all the way over here. I think it's coming from the university, and I want to go check it out, but I'm stuck here at work.
Well, then let's close up shop. Figure
Your
out what
mom
to
is
do
going
with
to
the
kill
sap.
me if I close up shop. But, like, she might actually kill me. Oh my gosh, my employer's going crazy. Ugh.
So, there is a meeting tonight at midnight. We need to try and gather as many people as we can. The big movers and shakers. To try and come to some sort of peaceful agreement regarding the people and the nobility of Arcadia. We cannot afford to fight each other with the whole other nightmare that's out there marching towards us, getting closer every day as I speak. Not to mention whatever the hell is happening in that basement with that dimensional portal.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty fucked.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're not planning on taking your mom to that meeting, because I don't think that there's a way that we find a peaceful solution to this problem when she's at the table. No offense. Especially not when she's acting so crazy. She almost fired me 3 times yesterday.
You may be right. We still need Horatio. And we still need at least some of the sap. For apparently both of them.
At this point, Anastas and Alexander arrive at the front door.
Quick, just like thing. Would Alexander and Anastas have had a little time? I assume.
Alexander and Anastas
iron
have
some
had a little
things
time
out.
while walking down the streets of Arcadia.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you need to say to one another?
Yeah.
Nope,
As-
Just wanted
Stony
wanted to know.
silence.
No,
wanted to know.
just wanted to clarify. No, as they're walking, maybe a little bit away from the ruckus that had occurred, Alexander will turn as they're walking to Anastas. Well, we have very different methods, but we achieve similar goals. Good to
What
see
are
the
we-
threads coming together.
Alexander,
Yes, Anastas?
these strings you are pulling are quite dangerous.
Yes, it seems that the old joke, they go deeper than they should, or than you expect, and
I
they certainly did this time.
appreciate your guile and your wit, but you must to be honest with us with your moves. We cannot move forward together if you cannot be honest with us.
I know. I suppose I will be telling Dorian much of this as well, but I do apologize for some of my misleadings. It was not intentional in at least the Horatio's incident, but when the opportunity presented itself to me, I knew I needed to start digging. I should have been more forward with it, and I apologize.
I too could have been more forward.
Yeah, it
It
was
was not,
quite the surprise.
but unlike you, it was not my intention to deceive.
Nastas, that's what I do best.
Just, I cannot protect what I do not know. Okay?
The only thing you need to know at this point is that, well, damn it, everything we've been through, from the prison, the mountains, all you need to know is I do trust you. And you are a friend to me. But I suppose I will say this to you as well. I will be more forthcoming, and perhaps we don't charge at everything head on.
Perhaps.
I think we can learn a lot from each other, my friend.
There's much to be gained from a friendship, as you put it.
I just hope Dorian is willing to accept that as well.
Well, should he be able to see in front of his own 2 feet? Perhaps Arkadeva may survive yet.
Okay.
That was such a great friendship time.
Yay! One party membership completed. Yay!
Link reestablished.
All right, Raleigh. You are in the catacombs of St. Aveline Cathedral with Bridget. The priest is with you, as is a third member who you have not seen before. He's a scrawny, scraggly sort of character with a large nose and a bald head, and he keeps very quiet and to himself. He's sitting in the corner. He does have wounds, much like Bridget does. In fact, a large wound across the side. You can see that he is favoring, he's favoring his right side because he's sort of trying to protect his left.
Who's that?
That's Willem. We've met, he says.
Oh, have we?
Maybe once. Sorry about your friend. Alright, it doesn't matter. Right now, we need to figure out a plan. Sybil Caldwell wants the red mask. She wants Horatio, which I'm happy to give her, but I don't think we should give it up for nothing. I think that we should maintain our original deal to exchange Horatio for the black sap. Is everyone in agreement? The priest nods, and Willem nods as well. Raleigh?
I don't think they're gonna give you all of the sap.
I don't need all of the sap, but I do need some of it. And whatever they are willing to part with for Horatio, I think we should get as much as we can from them. At least to tide us over. You saw what one bad day can do to us.
Fair enough. I just figured I'd mention it. I think it's a good plan. What about the red mask?
think that's another issue entirely. What does giving up...
According to Sybil Caldwell, it's not.
Right. Well, what do you think?
What do I think?
You're the one who's been given this assignment.
Well, let's be realistic here. I'm not the face of this organization. You people are. But
Well, this is a small point of contention. The face of this organization is a mask.
is
A mask that can be worn by anyone.
trying to get there. Let me speak. So, without you, this organization is lesser. There are things that each of you bring to the table. What if it was me?
Sorry, I'm trying to follow the train of thought here. We give up you to save you?
No. Give up me. Sybil Caldwell thinks she has the head of the organization under lock and key. The trade can go through. We all move on to whatever comes next. I'm not important to this game.
I think that's where you're wrong. Because I think that if we can maintain your relationship with Sybil Caldwell, that gives us an in. That gives us an advantage that we didn't have prior.
Fair enough. I also think that part of this arrangement, this trade, should be the possibility for additional conversation, shall we say. I do think that the only way that this city stays alive when the Hadra show up is if we present a unified front, and that means that there has to be some diplomacy. We can't just keep forcing each other at the, over the blade of a knife. There has to be talk.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
I'm just trying to say that at the end of the day, all of us get killed by the Hadra, not just the nobles and not just the people of the city. We just have to keep an end goal in mind. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it needs to all happen tonight. I'm saying that we leave that door
No,
open.
I'm just trying to think how each of these people reacts to that line of thinking.
You need some chat GPT, like...
I do need ChatGPT. Yeah, I need 4 of me, actually, is what I need.
Yeah.
Willem spits and just says, fuck all of that noise.
Fuck
Are you kidding
your
me?
Noise. Fuck him.
No, you just come in here and think that you, own the place. Okay, now her accent is getting into his. Right, we tried talking to them, and they don't want to listen to what we have to say. So why are we going to try to keep talking to them?
That was before you had fucking rage monsters on your side. That was before everything started to go even more to shit.
Kind of sounds like we're talking to them at the point of a knife. I thought that was the thing that you were trying to avoid.
I'm trying to say you give it up. You show them a gesture of goodwill. Give them something.
All right. And how do we do that? And what does that get us?
I'm just trying to leave the door open for diplomacy. We don't have to have all the answers right this second. But what we need to have is an open channel of communication.
Right.
By making this trade, and making this trade non-violently, we leave that door open.
I agree. Options are more important than no option. Options is better than no options. That's an advantage. She looks at Willem that we would not have otherwise.
So.
And if the Caldwells, I think you And I think your friends offer an opportunity to have influence where previously we hadn't had any.
Not only that, but it offers us a way into places like the academy. I'm just saying there are advantages to be gained by not being at war with Sybil Caldwell.
We need the sap, and we need to make sure that it stops getting hoarded so that we can treat these people. And
Well-
from there, we need to ensure that the people have a voice in the government of the city where currently, they have none.
No disagreements here. So, how do we do that? I'll tell you right now. I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm just a soldier. However, it seems to me that there are a couple people in this room who could probably, for the most part, serve as the voice of the people on the council. That being you and yourself, your bishopric or whatever you are. I don't know how that works. Not gonna tell you how that works. Food for thought. Now, who is going to be the Red Mask?
Well, whoever it's gonna be, that person's probably not gonna make it. So the question is, who do you want to kill?
There's a reason I offered myself up first. I'm still not against that line of thought. You've got other people you can talk to. Alexander and Ostas, the other members of that group. All of them have ties that you could use here.
Raleigh, we're picking somebody to die here.
I know, but I'm saying it should be me.
She looks at you, and you can see that there are tears in her eyes. No. I can't. I can't do it.
Listen. It might be the only way. It can't be you. It can't be him. It just can't. Where does that leave us? It can't be
I'll do it.
somebody. Like I said.
I've already followed this thing up once. At least I can do to try and make it right. She looks at him. You're sure? And he nods. Alright. I guess the Red Mask has come to this meeting. Just make sure that she's there.
I'll do what I can. This is gonna be a fun conversation.
Anastas and Alexander, you walk into the apothecary where Dorian and Millie are engaged in conversation.
Is that a euphemism? You said it like it was a euphemism.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Well, like they were like hugging and like things like that. Like
That also sounds like a euphemism.
Hey.
I mean, they were close. You interrupt a close personal conversation.
We're closed.
Good. We don't need any other company.
Glad to see that both of you are all right. after that earthquake.
Well, honestly, I've had better days. The last few have just been real doozy, and I've been trying to journal about it because that's what my therapist told me to do. But like, there's only so much that you can write down, and there's
Elite,
so many other
Elite,
stuff.
yeah. Would
Sorry.
you? It's all right. Would you perhaps mind giving us just the back room for a little while?
Yeah, sure. All yours.
And I'll give her a kiss on the forehead.
Um, she gets a little red and smiles and just says, "I'll make sure that nobody interrupts you."
Thank you. And then
Wait, Dorian. Just remember that the power of friendship can fix any problem.
God, that was the cheesiest thing you've ever said.
But I'm right, though.
Yes, that's why I love you. No, go back to.
All right, and you close the door behind you, leaving
Do we
you
all
in the
remember
back
when
room.
Millie wasn't the best character in this campaign? Do we remember those days?
No, I don't remember
Me
that.
either.
She always was.
Dorian, you shouldn't have left like that. Things got quite dangerous after you parted.
You don't say. Because it seemed like to me that you getting in your own way back there, throttling a man of the cloth, and then standing between me and my only chance at a peaceful way out of this, Anastas, was uncalled for. Not to mention keeping the knowledge of Horatio a secret like that. And you, Alexander, how could you? You sided with the Red Masks. You knew that Bridget had Horatio this entire time. You just blindly let us gallivant across the city, knowing exactly where he was. When my
Enough
father
of
is
the
dying,
prattle, Dorian. When will you look before your two own eyes? All of this time, all you have spoken of is the selfish desire of your family and its stranglehold over the
if it
city.
were not for me back there, Anastas, you would have splattered her brains across the wall, and Horatio would have been lost to all of us, had I not tried to make a deal. My eyes are looking past
The
my own 2 feet.
Najit
Why
are
don't you
much
try the
more
same?
than Horatio and much more than me.
Gentlemen,
However,
go on, Anastas. Finish your thought.
you look at the city with your boyish wonder and fail to see the state that it's in. We cannot continue to allow the nobility to treat the people like they are, and we cannot allow the Red Masks to continue their spree of violence.
I absolutely agree. On that, I am with you.
However, that will require going against your mother. There are more people in the basement of that church. You saw them, much like your father, and none of their lives are any more valuable than the next.
We haven't even attempted to speak reason with her.
There is still hope,
She's
We are
afraid.
but it is
going
running
to give
out.
them the sap, and we are going to give them enough to treat the people in the basement, and your mother will no longer be allowed to store it or hoard it.
We have all made mistakes in our handling of the situation. I think I speak for everyone when I say that none of us were prepared for how far down these roots went, for how the situation had gone completely out of control before we stepped foot in here. And I will admit again to you, Anasis, and to you, Dorian, that I am sorry for withholding some of the information, though it was not my intent to do so because of all the other threads. So much stemming from these two things, the sap and the university. And between the two of them, all of the issues are coming from those two things. We have to work together, or one will overcome the other.
We must. Dorian,
Then what do we do about my mother? What do you
We can
propose? Do we
try.
simply keep her in the dark about all of this?
well, she is not going to agree to a peaceful solution, and she will not agree to letting go her stores. And her stores must be taken.
We will not
If
take it all.
it- But we
We'll
are
keep it.
bringing it all to the meeting.
It would be our power play there over both groups.
They do not need to know that how much all of it is. Just let me
No,
keep some.
we are not putting this anymore in the dark, Dorian. We are bringing the city together,
Not
and we are doing it
enticed by
tonight. We will
family
speak
slut.
with Horatio. Horatio is coming to the meeting. He will tell us how much we need to keep your father alive for some time, and he will tell us how much the church needs to treat this corrupted, and each party will get their share.
We have to be the
But
ones who control the situation.
I fear we do not have enough.
We likely don't for everyone.
We
This can
likely
only be a
don't.
band-aid.
We likely don't for everyone. And then the
Supplier
choice
has
must be
just been
made.
locked up by the Red Masks.
Why is your father's life worth more than the old woman who asked me if I'd come to take her soul? Why is your father's
He is
life
not.
more important
He
than
is not.
the chittering madman in the corner?
He is my father.
And he is a good man.
But you are being selfish. We
I
must
am
find
being
this.
selfish.
It is
Yes.
understandable. We don't fault you for that.
How long has it
I
been
don't.
since you've lost someone you've loved, Anastas?
Again,
When is the last time you have had that weigh upon your soul? When your direct decisions impacted their lives. I am terrified, and I am selfish.
your father is going to die, Dorian. Be it today, be it tomorrow. He is an old man at the end of his story. The city, the people in it, you must move on.
I understand, Dorian. I empathize.
I do not know
I
what you feel at loss. I have watched cities fall. I have watched men burn. I have seen those crushed, maimed, and destroyed at the hands of the Hadra.
It has
And
hardened
they
you into a cold and ruthless killer, I am well aware.
they are coming for us all.
I understand
Dorian.
that. That is why I am trying to find and broker some kind of peace.
You are
And so
trying
that
to find a way
we can together.
to keep your father alive.
Yes, if I can, yes.
You must release this selfish
I am
intention,
not
or the
going
city
to
will
let my
fall,
father die
Dorian.
if there's anything I can do about it.
There is nothing you can do about it. There is nothing you can do to stop the march of time. If it were not the corruption, it would be some illness or trip or fall or spill.
You could.
We can keep your father alive for as long as we need, but that is not the priority, and you must relinquish it. Or you cannot be a part of this meeting, and I will take it from you. But I'd rather have you, my beloved friend, at my side.
Anastas, stop. Stop it for a goddamn minute. Let the boy breathe. We are talking in circles again when we should be holding all of the cards. We need to have control of it ourselves, or none of this matters. Fuck all of it until that point. The sap is what we need. I will
Peace
not have
is
any
what
more.
we need.
I agree, and that is a tool to get to that
You
point.
say you agree, but yet Dorian only cares for his old man of a father, and you only
That's not
care for
what I
him.
said.
And you don't care for any of us. We
I
know.
care for all of us.
Did you not hear me earlier when I said I trusted you? You need to trust me now. This will be something we can attempt. All of us, not just his father, not just the people in the church, all of this city cannot survive as it's at its neck like we are. That is what is happening. This corruption. It's got us like the city.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a small amount in order to ensure my father's safety for a short amount of time. The rest we will bring to the meeting, and I will speak on behalf of the Caldwells.
We will bring all of the sap to the meeting, and we will show them.
Does it matter, Anastas?
Yes, it does.
What did
The
one
clarity, we are doing nothing in the shadows.
Your family will
We will
get
take
its
the
amount.
sap we need. You will
Your-
get the sap we need, but
We
we
are
are
in
not
agreement.
lying. We are showing them how much we are taking, and we are fulfilling our word of bringing all of your mother's sap.
And that is why none of that matters. What matters is getting it first.
Now, dearest Millie.
She's in the other room.
Millie!
Okay, just a second. She opens the door. Yeah.
Do you have the keys for young Dorian?
There are 3 keys to get into the vault in the basement. I have one of them. It is kept here.
And the other two?
Well, see, that's where we have a little bit of an issue. One of them was always brought by the Najit. And your mother has the other one.
Then we have to include her in with the plans either way.
Dorian?
Yeah, unless you can pick a lock. We're gonna need
Well,
all
there
3
are.
keys.
I agree with Millie. I believe there are other options in this case.
Dorian?
What, Anastas?
As the head of the Caldwell household, it is my recommendation that you have your mother arrested.
One thing at a time.
I do not think she will be giving up the keys.
Oh, I
I
wasn't
do not
planning on
believe your
asking her.
mother will have peace.
We just discussed how we do not need the keys.
You can pick the lock.
Me?
can attempt.
No. But
Alexander's spinning his lockpicks.
Yeah, I can attempt it. This wouldn't be the first heist I've ever been on.
I thought we discussed as player to player. I thought we discussed that that's like not going to happen on this thing.
We discussed that it's complicated, that's a hard lock, but part of that is that you need to get all three of them. So, like, if you have some of the keys and only need to pick one of them, that's much easier than having to pick all three of them.
Do you think you could get the Najit key?
If it is not owned by Horatio. If it is owned by Horatio, well, we will not have the sap for the meeting.
Millie, do you know who was the holder of the key?
No, we do. Horatio is one of the younger Najit. Perhaps Constantine has it. We saw them leaving the apothecary when we came.
That's maybe a good place to start.
No offense, sir, but you all look the same to me.
None taken.
Do you think you can get to him quickly?
Yes. Dorian, I know I was cold. And I know you are grieving. And it has been a long, long time since I have lost. But staying your father's suffering may be crueler than allowing him to pass. And I will go to Constantine.
Okay. I don't think we need to roleplay that particular encounter. You have an amazing relationship with Constantine in the
He
Najib
has
at the
it.
moment.
So he
has
has
the
it,
key,
he gets
and
it.
you are
Nice.
easily able to go. Like your quest marker leads you into the
Boom.
room, and you just pick it
Boom.
up, head back.
Hey, bro.
Unless anything happens while I'm gone, we just come back with the key.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
We return with the key. Millie produces her key, leaving one lock unkeyed. Alexander, you pull out your trusty dusty lockpicking set. Now, lockpicking, the skill delineates the ability you have to use for it, right?
I believe so.
This is cat burglar. Relevant tests. Discreet, when the challenge is to not to alert anyone. Quick, if the burglar is in a hurry. Okay, so this is actually going to be a cunning check because this lock is just a little complicated.
Ooh, fuck.
But you do get a bonus up to you've a love +1 bonus. So it's 11.
Okay.
And
So just
because you have the other
+1.
2 keys, you have a +1 for each of those. So you're at 13.
Okay.
If you
Helpful.
fail this check, you jam the lock and you need to go get the other key.
Gotcha. Okay.
We need the dice tower for this one.
Right.
We need the dice tower for this one, bro.
More
Yeah,
complicated
we
than I
do.
expected, but I can give it my best shot. Damn. I did a good job on that. Alright. I'm gonna need better tools for
Do you have
this.
one of your like thingies?
My what?
Your reroll points?
I don't think so.
Oh, did he roll? Oh, yeah, he did. We all
Not
got
yet,
it.
not yet. Here we go.
Oh,
And Alexander, I am actually pretty sure that you do because I gave you
Yes.
a point
we all
for
do.
Do I?
defeating the gargoyle creature.
Oh, then
and I
will.
don't think you used that yet.
I don't think I have. No, I just used my like zoop. My teleportation. Oh god, is it still +3?
Still +3.
Oh god.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
We have discussed this in the past.
Mm-hmm.
What an essence point mean and does.
Oh,
we are
if
now
he's using
changing
the
it again.
essence point, then yes, then it does just work if you want to use the point. Thank you
Also-
for
Do I have
reminding
one?
me.
Oh, I do?
Right.
In the future,
Yeah.
I think we should talk about this afterwards, but I think you should call that you're using it before making a check that you really don't want to pass.
Sure.
Got it. Which
where's my
I think that makes sense. If you're gonna auto succeed, you're
gotta
you're
call
gonna
my
choose.
essence.
You're gonna call the thing to be auto
Yeah,
But I think
succeed.
in
no,
this
that's true.
case,
I
In
was
this
thinking I
case,
didn't have it. No, I was thinking
Yes.
of the Oh, do I do that or the free roll? I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I will use my essence. Yeah. No, if
Okay.
I didn't realize it was there, I will absolutely be using my
Alexander, as
essence.
you are like
Good
fiddling
call.
with this lock, the like mirrors of your vision that you've occasionally been seeing start expanding. And what they do is they zoom in on the lock and mirrors expand such that you can see the inside of it magnified up to 200 times. And when that happens, your lockpick like almost like splits into three so that it can hit all of the tumblers at the same time and the lock easily opens. The door opens, and inside you find sap, yes, but only a few cases. 4 or 5 sitting in the center of this enormous vault. Much, much less than you had been expecting.
That's it.
Does Millie have an idea of? Hold on, Millie. How much does it take to treat
Each of
Dorian's
those
mom?
cases is about 10 doses. Looks like you've got about 50 there.
Did they know about this beforehand? Constantine wouldn't have.
I'm sure they've given them all they could.
How regularly does one need a dose?
Well, I mean, it depends on the person. I mean, some people one dose is fine, and others takes
You've been
more.
here each time that this vault has been opened. You are one of the owners of the keys,
No,
correct?
they come and they ask for it, and I just give it to them. I'm just supposed to keep it safe behind the counter.
I would like to be looking for any potential secret passages while we're discussing.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you give me a vigilant check?
Yep, I can do that.
Dorian,
How often did my mother come down for doses? Ellie?
Not very often. Like, because
Stay
the
the past
Najit have the key, they pretty much control what goes in and what goes out. Alexander, you reach inside the vault and start looking around. You find no secret passageways, find no evidence of tampering.
this is not enough for the city.
I don't think that it ever was.
Yet
Well, at least dragging it out to the meeting will be easier.
we need to discuss in the open why Horatio was selling it to your mother and why and what we are going to do to treat those sick and dying, including your father. But we are giving him no preferential treatment. We cannot, Dorian. It's not fair.
We bring it all.
We'll bring it all.
We'll bring it all.
One more thing, and Astos. This
Yes.
cannot go like my last meeting with Bridget. You cannot treat me like a child. You cannot interpose, and you cannot talk down to me for this to work. Do you understand? Are we in agreement?
In this moment, for this meeting, and for our time together, we are equals.
We are equals. And I will reach out, shake Anastas's hand.
I will shake it as well.
Hang on, I'm needing to do a little bit of math here. The next thing that we are going to do is the meeting, if everyone's okay with that, unless there's
I have
anything
a
else.
quick question and
Yeah.
a quick potential fly in the ointment for all of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to talk to Sybil. Yeah.
And she's got to know what the terms of the deal is, or terms of the deal are, and she's probably gonna, hypothetically need to come to the apothecary to grab all the sap for her part of the deal.
Yeah. That's
Okay, so and we need
but we
to
don't know that.
intercept. We
Yeah,
don't know that.
You guys have no idea.
No, we're gonna set up a very reasonable and very likely reason for us to cross paths.
I'm probably already at the house. Like, I don't think there's any reason for me not to be.
I think it's reasonable that your meeting and their meeting took about the same amount of time.
About the same amount of time. Okay, fair enough.
So then you would be reaching as they're walking out, you would be reaching the house.
Okay.
So far, we have taken the sap away from the Burger Council, and we have warned the masks of. We've brought the masks into the loop and talked to them about plans, but we've not talked to any of the other groups about plans. Yes?
Yes.
No leaders are dead. No leaders are... Oh, well, the Najit leader is still imprisoned. We have not found any other refugees.
Dorian.
We've not killed anyone. Okay. Cool.
We still need to bring the headmaster in on all of this.
Yes, that is something that I could do, since you appear not to have the greatest reputation with him at the moment. However,
I'll kind of give Millie a sidelong, like, wincing, wide-eyed, like, yeah, that wasn't great.
Dorian, you are the head of the Caldwell House. And if we are going to behave as equals, I think we should be on equal ground. A colleague of mine will look out for all men and women in the city. And for you to have that power, I believe your mother is in the way. I think you should have Raleigh arrested her. And I know that will be difficult. But I do not see her as an ally.
Perhaps we should, perhaps I should talk with her.
Be careful if you do.
Okay. So you guys, as you're having this conversation, see Raleigh pass the apothecary window. Walking apparently like a giant tool.
I will make my way to the headmaster. You are in charge. Alexander, you do what you do.
And I'll enjoy it.
Okay. Dorian, sounds like the game's yours.
The game is his.
Oh, God. Raleigh, get some of your brass jacks and come
Oh,
with me.
whoa. Hi.
When did you get here?
I literally just walked up. What are you doing?
Hello, and
I
welcome.
meant that as I'll talk to Raleigh. Raleigh, just the man I was looking for.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I need you to accompany back to my manor with a few of your brass jacks.
Like across the street? Like,
Yes, like across the street, Rolly.
got it. Why? I was just gonna go talk to your mom.
Oh, then we're headed in the right direction then.
As am I.
Right. Why?
Why were you going to talk to her?
Because we have a deal to set up.
We were just discussing that, and we think it would be best if I handled the manors with Caldwell. For the Caldwell family. I will speak on behalf of the Caldwell name tonight.
So... you can get at the sap, then?
We already have it.
You already have it.
Yes.
Okay. Then why are you going to talk to your mom?
To ensure her safety in the coming hours, I would like to place her under house arrest.
What if we just knock her out?
I mean, that sounds like a great idea to me.
Think in her state, we do not
What
want
state?
to cause her any more harm.
No, I could brew something up real quick.
What state?
Put her out for hours.
Like a sleeping tonic.
Yeah.
What state?
Oh, well,
Yes, Millie, go ahead and get on that.
okay. I'll go make a sleeping tonic.
Thank you, dear.
He is unlikely to
What
be.
state?
She is also unwell.
Unwell.
She has not been herself for the past couple of days, as I'm sure you have noticed.
And that's why she needs to get knocked out and put under house arrest? What are you not... What's going on here?
Would it not be safer if she were not aware that we were moving her entire stash that she has been hoarding away from the people? What?
To the point where you have to... I'm sorry, Dorian. Something's not adding up about what you're trying to tell me here. Like, I get it. I understand. I really do. Knock her out?
We believe she will be unwilling to cooperate with this.
Well, yeah, you're damn right. It's Sybil Caldwell. She's uncooperative as a baseline.
So, if she happened to take an early and long nap while all of this...
I'm still just really confused, Dorian. You're drugging your mom. It just doesn't... I'm not against it. I just don't really understand it. I have a
Is there
deal
not-
with your mom to deliver her the red mask. And we're using that as a means to open diplomatic channels between her lot and the mask's lot. She's got to be at that meeting.
What did you talk to Bridget about?
Oh, what did you talk about? Your mom's condition and needing to drug her and bring her out. How did you get the sap?
She is unwell. We had 2 of the 3 keys, and Alexander came in to help with the 3rd, in order to gain access to the vault. My mother has been mentally unfit the past couple of days, has nearly
Mentally unfit.
fired...
And who's gonna believe that? Exactly. Based
Well,
on
I was
the
hoping
very
that
sound
any-
decisions she's been making over the past few days. How she
Ollie.
took care of your dad, for example. I'm just trying to tell you right now that you try to spin this in a way that makes it seem like she's a crazy person, and that's not gonna go well. You
She
need
nearly
something
had
more than
you
that.
yesterday, Raleigh. I was sitting outside that door during your conversation.
Yeah, she had every right. Every right.
Then let's bring her along.
That's all I'm saying. You can knock her out later if you want to, I guess. I think that there needs to be a diplomatic channel open between all the interested parties here, and unfortunately, your mum is one of them.
It's a fair point.
But if you speak for the Caldwells,
I still think
I've-
most
we've got
sane
some-
option is to take the most level-headed of the Caldwells, which is currently me, to be in charge of this. But if you are
Currently.
insistent, as are the Red Masks, to have her along, then I suppose we do not have much of a choice.
if you can give them the things that they want in terms of political promises, great. I don't think you can. No offense.
And why is that?
Because you're not on the council.
Fair point.
So you can speak for the Caldwells all you want, but you're not talking for the council. She can.
But so can your father, Dorian.
My father is not part of the council.
He's also dying in bed.
A vote would still be a vote, but damn.
Are not all other members of the council going to be there as it is? Father Michael.
How would they know? How would they know about it? Are you telling them?
Father Michael is clearly in cahoots with the Red Masks.
He's also not on the Burger Council.
Oh. Who the fuck? Okay.
It's all nobles, yo.
It's all nobles, of which you have only met and interacted with your
Bridget's
mother
dad.
and Bridget's dad.
Right. And
and also the Darlings.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Who? Yeah. No. Let's go negotiate with them. That's gonna go amazingly.
No.
hard
No.
pass.
Yeah, very hard pass.
This
I
more
swear there
sounds
was
like
somebody else there, but I can't remember.
the two biggest noble houses in Arcadia right now. I can't remember Bridget's last name. I want to say
Marius.
Marius. And the Caldwells, the next generation coming together in order to figure out how we can find a way to peace. That's what this sounds like to me.
A new council.
That sounds like getting rid of the old council, which kind of sounds like what Bridget has been asking for this whole time.
Which
If you want to do that, you will need money to pay people like me to shoot the people that the Council of Burgers pay to kill you. Just saying. There's a lot of mercenaries in this city, and everybody's up for grabs.
So
Right now, you don't have any coin.
is Anastas still here? I'm just
Nope.
very
No,
curious.
Nastas left.
What do you think, Alexander? And what about you, Millie? You think we ought to just...
If she's not in her right mind, then we shouldn't bring her. But we need someone else from the council to come with. Nothing gets done at this meeting if the council's not represented. Then it's just your lot and the
Yep.
masks faffing around with black sap.
We are working on bringing the headmaster into these folds. Well, that is precisely
Great. Fabulous. Another faction that we need to have at the table. Still not the Council of Burgers.
I mean, to me, it sounds like you have two options. We can either work with the council, or we can get rid of them.
Speaking for myself, I do see the council as being more an obstacle than the rest.
No. No. The council is not an obstacle. The hundreds of men that they employ, like me, are an obstacle. You're forgetting about the silent faction in all of this, which are people like me who get paid to kill people for a living. And right now, the burgers are the only ones.
What if we were to reach out to Bridget's father?
Morius? Sure, why not? His
I don't
daughter's
like
already.
that guy.
Nobody likes that guy.
Nobody likes anyone on the console. I believe that's been pretty well established.
Nobody likes anybody in the city.
Oh, you don't have to
Well,
do that.
But in order to avoid the most bloodshed, I believe you do have a point, Rowley, that we should have them involved.
I'm just saying, if you try to go against the council, there will be war in the streets because they're the ones employing all of the mercenary companies in the city right now. And I don't care how many people you have behind you, some of them are gonna die.
How would we get Dorian to be on
you
the
guys are missing
council?
a piece. And I don't want to like give it to you, but I am gonna say that you're missing a piece right now.
Probably.
You know it. You know all of the information that you need. But yeah.
Can you give us a hint? Because
You
this
know,
is a
you do
very
interpretive
crucial.
dance.
It is a very crucial decision.
Yeah.
Where does the Caldwell money come from?
Well, the Caldwells don't have any more money. It's the Najit.
The Najit own all of their debts.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh.
So the argument that like the Caldwells have all this money to employ all of these people, it's not the Caldwells, it's the Najit that are bankrolling them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's only for. I mean, I'm assuming that the Caldwells wouldn't be bankrolling all of the mercenary companies in the city.
That is correct. But as the Caldwell situation is concerned, the money is coming from the Najit.
It evens the odds. Okay.
So,
Which Dorian? Which one of us figures that out first? Who's higher cunning?
well, I don't think Raleigh knew any of that.
Raleigh didn't
not.
know any of that.
No. In
It's
fact, I
gotta
think
be
the
Dorian would be the only
It's gotta
one.
be
person who
Dorian.
knew was Dorian.
Yeah.
Dorian's got to be like,
'Cause he
well,
talked to
we
his
don't
mom in
have
private.
any money, so
Yeah.
oh wait.
Yeah. What do you mean you
What do
don't
you
have
mean
any
you don't
money?
have any Jinx.
The Najits have been bankrolling my family.
What?
What?
When?
Jinx.
What?
Why? Oh wait, I know the answer to that question. It's because they were broke.
Millie.
I literally learned this from you, Millie.
Yeah.
How?
No, the answer is that they're broke.
When did this happen?
Oh, they've been broke for a while. That's why they've been selling the black sap. It's this whole thing.
That's why the Millie, you bloody genius.
Okay, so we need the Najit now, also,
Well, we have
I guess.
quite the ally there. That does
Well, what
even
it
the
also-
odds.
What it also means. If they're bankrolling the Caldwells,
They could be bankrolling others.
or you just cut that flow of money off right at the neck.
Boy, we could really use an Ostos right now. It's almost as if we probably should have sent him on a different errand.
Probably.
Anastas, you enter the university searching for the headmaster.
I gotta be honest also, guys, I'm not gonna be able to stay up a whole lot longer.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to try and wrap it up here after the conversation with the headmaster.
And set up the next time for the meeting.
And set up the next time for the meeting, unless... Oh, man, Don. Okay, let's do the headmaster thing quick, and then we'll see where we're at.
What?
You find the headmaster sitting in the physics lab at the doorway, where they have posted several guards what few the two guys from the applied sciences lab
Yeah.
and some other students who have been armed with whatever arms they could manage to muster.
Mhm.
And this is way too cheery of music for this situation.
Yeah. Well, Anasos is going to approach fairly directly to the door.
Okay. Oh, that's loud. It is beautiful, isn't it? He says.
To me?
Yes.
Are you... To what are you referring, Headmaster?
The black portal that is opened in the physics laboratory.
Oh, we went there. So
Yeah, that's where you find him.
that's
Yes.
where I find him. Not in his office. There's
No,
guards
he's
outside.
nope. He is watching the portal.
Oh yeah, totally a good guy. No sauce whatsoever.
A terrible thing, to be sure. But terrible things do inspire all.
Indeed.
Headmaster, I was hoping to have a word with you.
We are having a word, are we not?
That we are. You know the city. Arcadiva is teetering on the edge of a blade.
Teetering, you say?
Its people are suffering, and I fear great violence is coming upon it. But not from within. You know the Endara march on the city as we speak.
I have seen the smoke rise from Bilthrin. Yes. I know this.
What is the university's stance on the oncoming storm?
That I fear the corruption is going to kill us far more swiftly than the Endara will. And now, I fear that this will be the cause of it.
And to close it, you need the lumidium stuck beneath.
Yes.
Well, we do intend on restoring the lumidium to the city, or to the university. And we do intend on quelling this chaos this rift has caused. However, I have a request in exchange for the service.
Go on.
There is a meeting going on between squabbling parties. As you know, the rebel group of the masks who have been causing chaos, and that selfish council of burghers you have managed to put in power. They're squabbling over the remains of the black tar that the Najit provide. Now, their squabble is not what's important. What is important is this is an opportunity to get the forces in Arcadiva to fall in line, to get the pieces of the machine working smoothly.
You speak of politics.
I speak of cohesion for a war machine, which we must create.
I hate politics. But I
I do not.
agree it is a necessary component.
Your presence would be both powerful and, I believe, necessary to show those parties at which Arcadia can become a united front. One that is willing to both quell the corruption and the oncoming Andaran threat.
If it will get this portal closed sooner, I will attend.
And I will see to this portal's closing. Or I will see to the securing of the Limidium myself. Me and my party.
Well, then we best hurry. I fear we are running out of time. And he turns to the portal, which is wavering and crackling. And as you look upon it, you see it crack and expand and grow just a little bit.
Yes. Let us get this squabbling behind us.
And that is where we are going to end today's session.
Well,
All right.
at least we don't hate each other.
Because I really wanted to get the meeting done today. That was the only thing. That was the only thing.
Sure you did. I'm sorry.
We
No,
did
it's
have a
okay.
lot we needed to discuss.
Yeah, we do. For everyone on stream, thank you so much, and have a great night.